Welcome everybody back to another BOLDcast reaction. I'm Carson.
I'm Lindsay.
And this is Apothecary Diaries, Season 1, Episode 18. Last episode we were out on the town.
Mm-hmm.
Some pieces were being put together. Mm-hmm. And I guess we'll see how things progress from there.
Mm-hmm. So good. I'm excited.
Mm-hmm. Leave a like and subscribe. Check out Patreon to see how far you can get ahead on this show and many others. Hope you enjoy. Most of all, let's go. Okay. Oh wow, we're picking right back up. Okay. They know her there well enough. Maybe.
Or well, if she thinks it's like a brothel and then she goes in there with him, then it's suspicious, I guess.
Jelly. She gonna get kidnapped again? She looks all pretty. Is that her?
Oh my god. Rice porridge. My time off work. I work my second job.
She got that great fairy fountain build. Are one of the girls sick? She's alive? She's alive?
Oh my god.
Is she a leper? No fucking way. I did not think she was alive.
Yeah, I wonder what's wrong with her.
Well, she had those like marks on her hand in the OP and in the flashback there.
I'm just, yeah.
I wonder if Lakan had a sickness or something. Do you want to pause?
Yeah. I wonder if, because they were, like, there's the whole thing of, like, that Maomao owed her for, like,
the other guy who came in order to...
Yeah, but then it was also implied that she just, like, owed her for other things if she owes her for just
renting a room and paying for probably food if they feed her and, you know, all that kind of thing.
I mean, they'd have to feed her, like, at least broth or something, or because you can't just live off of some powdered medicine.
Obviously, yeah.
Man.
Jesus. And yeah, you would think Maomao and her dad would be taking care of her, but she was probably from here originally.
Yeah, and
like,
not
one of the girls here.
And yeah, it's like
then she hates she hated Maomao, or seemed to have blamed Maomao and like tried to kill her when she was a baby. She has this like memory of it. So if Lakan's her dad, Lakan doesn't seem to have any crazy disease, but maybe it like affected her differently. He had like some kind of venereal disease or something that like presented poorly in her.
She I don't know what kind. It's hard to tell. Like, because you could get a disease, or like say you already had a disease, but then you got pregnant. It could like take over your body.
Yeah, your immune system
way more severely because your
immune system like fucks up and like
you could, like a lot of people just get diabetic while they're pregnant. Like out of nowhere, or like develop weird allergies while they're pregnant out of nowhere.
Because your body prioritizes the fetus before.
Or just is doing like weird stuff. Yeah. So
there's a lot of mismanagement going on in the building.
Man.
It's anyway, I guess. Did you expect her to be alive? I definitely did not expect her to be alive.
I thought she was like dead.
Yeah, and they mentioned like, oh, did you go to the annex? They mentioned that multiple times, and I didn't know what they meant by that. I didn't know what an annex was. I'm gonna Google that.
An annex is just like
I know the term in terms of like taking over a country for sort of more modern Canadian reasons.
It's just like a building that's like separate from the main building.
And it's a subordinate part.
So like so like say you had a building.
It's an addition.
Yeah,
but it's just a strange, like, you know, they're not saying the word annex. They're saying a Japanese word that means the same thing, but the translators used the word annex rather than something. Maybe it's a proper translation, but it's a strange enough word where I think that part of using that word is to disguise what's really going on. But it's clever. And I was not expecting her to be alive. I thought that I didn't know what they meant when they were saying, did you go to the annex?
Yeah. Every time. I didn't remember them ever saying
They said that last time she was here. They said it, I think, at least once every time she's been here.
I guess I just wasn't paying attention to that specifically.
Either they would say it, I think her dad said it at one point. That is crazy. And she's got like red eyes now?
You know, it looks like she's been on death's door for the past 17 years.
Maybe she had those eyes before. Because if Lakan's her dad, if Lakan's her dad, he has blue eyes. So it would make sense. But is she missing her nose, or is her hair just like in front of her face?
Her hair is just in front of her face.
Are we sure they're not like covering her nose with her hair for like censorship reasons, or because it's too kind of maybe gruesome?
Maybe. I don't know. I guess it would depend on what disease it was. If it would take away your nose.
I mean, leprosy, your body rots away, like physically, like your limbs rot off and your fingers rot off of your body. Like they just don't get circulation and they just fucking die.
But isn't that like extremely highly contagious? So if you had a baby with that, they would probably also contract that?
Yes. So maybe if you had a crazy doctor who was able to like deliver the baby properly and prevent the spread, then maybe. I don't know. But Lakan was talking about like reducing prostitutes.
What if it's like crazy burns or something?
Maybe it is. But she's like sick, so like she might be severely burned and sick, but that seems like kind of redundant from a story perspective, but maybe. But yeah, I think you're onto something with the pregnancy thing, because that would make sense why she would blame Maomao as a baby and try to kill her.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's like if getting pregnant is
it's a dangerous thing, and they don't tell people everything about it.
And it's also reasons. That it would ruin her entire life regardless, because it's like, oh, how do you decrease her value? Yeah. How do you make her like completely useless? And then not only that, to on the other side, be like, not only that you had a baby, but also you're now have some kind of disease or something like that. That's just you're completely off the market, I guess.
Let's check this out. I love this show. Is it going to be Lakan? Oh.
It used to be like a sketchy, like bad place.
Syphilis.
That's really
I guess, a bunch of prostitutes would not trust a eunuch.
Randomly. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Lakan. Oh, does she know about him?
Oh.
She must know who he is and know about him.
I guess
interesting.
So. If he
That's
comes over here sometimes.
Yeah, she knows him. Yeah, what is...
they used to play, that was the whole thing.
Right. But like, I think what I mean is this arrangement gonna like tell her something? Wow.
This is depressing.
Spend time with him. I wonder how far he goes with her. Wait, what'd she say? Excuse me?
So this guy is fucking requesting her?
Do they bang? Or does she just play games with him? It's just like, this gave off completely the wrong idea. It's not great. You guys need to talk about who this guy is.
Yeah, from a weirdo, what did he look like exactly? He's gonna be poisoned. Can you imagine? She like snuck a bunch of stuff back in.
She found the kush.
It's the actual proper operation over here. I bet I could poison myself with so many things in this room.
I wonder if they have Fent. This girl again. I wonder if she's related to Lakan. They have the exact same eyes, by the way. I wonder if she's like the Lakan's true daughter, like by his wife.
I just got so bamboozled by her immediately. What's the snoop in it? It's so bad. Oh, there's some things about this guy that just aren't quite adding up.
Yeah. Oh my god. Could you imagine if he actually was a eunuch, though?
No. This guy.
Sure.
You gonna tell us something real this time? A thief? Oh. What a fucking weirdo.
Wait, what?
He was trying to buy Maomao.
Yeah.
And then he found out that she works for Jinshi, and Jinshi essentially like he didn't like buy her out, but he like took her away, and now she works for him.
Mm-hmm.
So now he's trying to offer to buy her off of him.
Right, yeah. Past mistakes.
Which could be problematic.
Clearly.
Yeah.
Clearly. Oh, God. What does he want? Why does he want her?
Yeah. Just a random official? Oh my god.
Jesus! You just fell into her genjutsu real quick.
Yeah. Just gave the craziest death stare of all time.
She's like, that's the second terrible question you've asked me in the last, like, 3 days. So she knew the whole time.
And that's the other girl's herb garden.
What are you doing with that sickle?
Right.
Red spider
Super
lilies.
sketchy.
Red spider lilies. What? Why are you getting so serious about a fairy tale all of a sudden? What is this crazy turn? What the fuck? This isn't a fantasy, is it? Is she a ghost?
The music's so creepy.
Yeah. This bitch is a fucking ghost, I swear. Why was Maomao so excited about the fucking bring dead back to life? Mm-hmm. They just decided to go so creepy with this whole episode with Maomao's look, and then like, what in God's name? After credits? No.
Yeah, that was just it was crazy.
Why? What is this reaction? This is so. It just something about this seems so incongruent with the rest of the show.
Does she want it because she actually wants to bring someone back to life? Then, or does she? Or is it just because it's like super powerful?
Also, like, why would Maomao like just take that so seriously?
Is
the weird thing. Yeah. She just like is talking to this person and she's like, oh, I'll something to bring the dead back to life. What? You really? What if there's something that exists? I really need it. It's like you have like tongue-in-cheek conversations with 20 people every day, or at least the same 5 people every day. Mm-hmm. You know, why is she so fucking crazy about this like it's real, or like it could be real? Mm-hmm. Because we know it's not. This is a historical fiction. Like,
yeah, and I mean, the vibes were super creepy. Maybe she just got whipped up in the background music. Maybe it was playing in real life for her.
Like we were freaked out just because of the general vibe of the whole thing. But she went into full, like, the Philosopher's Stone? How do you create this Philosopher's Stone? It's like, I just made a joke, and you're taking, obviously, it wasn't a jokey type of conversation, but they talked for, like, one sentence each, and then she's like just taking it so serious. That was just weird to me, but I appreciate the creepiness factor. It also felt like maybe it was the end of the episode, and they wanted to end it off with a crazy note.
Even though the whole thing had kind of been a crazy note already.
Yeah.
Like, every scene was already kind of a crazy thing.
Yeah.
This fucking guy. It's like, I don't want her dad to get anywhere near her, but at the same time I do, just so that I can, like what is he gonna say, you know? Like, what does he think?
I don't know.
That he's gonna accomplish here.
Well, we still don't even understand what happened with her mom and what the deal is. Maybe he genuinely feels bad and guilty, but he is he's acting like a piece of shit. And because he kind of did a piece of shit thing for his whole fucking adult life to further his military career. We don't know. We seriously don't know him. I get that the show is like really pushing this idea that he's just evil, but the fact that he would just be evil feels like a bit too one note for like a big character in this story. Maybe I'm assuming too much of the tone, but like, I mean, especially with a turn like this where Mao's talking about like the elixir of life or whatever the fuck she thinks is real, or wants to be real. You know, I don't know. Maybe I'm not passing the vibe check 100% with it. That's 100% possible, or it's at least some form of possibility.
Yeah.
I guess I just don't, like, I'm willing to accept that he is evil if he does something evil, but we know that there was some fucked up shit that happened in the past, but there's a lot of fucked up shit that happens all over the place. He's a military officer who climbed the ranks and who seemingly had an illegitimate child with a prostitute who then got syphilis, probably from him.
Or just in general, because like they said, like it was like dormant for a while.
Yeah. Got her pregnant. She had syphilis and now she's like a vegetable. But apparently he comes by a lot. And he wants to buy her. Maybe he wants to do right by her. We don't know what he really wants with Maomao. And it's perfectly reasonable for Maomao to have a grudge against him and to not want to deal with him, and for everyone to be wary of this guy because he is fucking weird. But it doesn't mean that he's necessarily evil or has like evil intentions. We don't know what he wants exactly. We know that he was interested in buying her, and that he's been, but you know, we don't know why he would be interested in that.
Yeah.
He could have a very poor, terrible, evil reason to do that, but we don't know exactly what's going on. And as far as if this is his daughter or maybe his wife, you know, if she's older, she doesn't seem that old enough to be his wife, but people marry young in this time period.
It's also hard to, like, yeah, she doesn't seem that old, but it would also be kind of hard to tell because, like...
I mean, Ado, Jinshi's mom, was like 35, and she looked like she could have been any adult age.
Yeah.
Like, she definitely passed for someone who was in their 30s, like, vibe-wise, but... You know, if the story was like, oh, she's actually 25, you know, she could pass for that as well. So I don't know, that she could be his wife, but being that she kind of looks like Maomao, but more like mature.
Yeah.
I would think that it's probably her half sister by his wife, who's maybe dead. Maybe, like, because the show is super hard pushing just based on his behavior alone and just the descriptions of his behavior. He's just kind of being a Littlefinger-esque snaky sort of person, but that doesn't actually, like, he didn't, oh, we found out that there's mysterious, like, you know, one of his officers randomly fucking, I don't know, you know? What's a morning glory? I don't want to Google
morning
it.
Morning glory is like a...
Is it like a poppy?
No. It's flower? Like those, you know, like those flowers that are kind of like bell-shaped and they grow on like long... like strands, like they're like vines.
Okay.
And they have like kind of like wide leaves usually. Like you would know them if you saw them.
I don't want to Google them because I think they might play into some sort of analysis that people do for the show on Reddit or something, and I want to get spoiled on something. But there's got to be some symbolism there for one. But maybe they're, you know, a morning glory is used in some kind of, like, my mind goes to like a psychedelic thing, but I don't know if that's the direction they're going to go with it. I don't know if that's the kind of thing that would happen. But as far as, like, you know, you can't resurrect the dead unless we're about to take a really fantastical, crazy turn where there's magic and shit.
Crazy, could you imagine?
Yeah, I wouldn't like that at all. I'm going to be 100% honest. I would actually hate that. But aside from that, like, ruling that out, you know, maybe a psychedelic experience is a way to resurrect the dead, quote unquote, because like Maomao had a dream about her past and was able to, you know, reconnect with a version of her mother that she didn't know, or that she can't currently know. So that in a way you're kind of resurrecting the dead, reliving memories, having an out of body experience. But this is all just fucking conjecture at this point. I really hope there's not some crazy fantastical element that, like, the Emperor is, you know, killed his pedophile father to, like, fucking gatekeep this magic relic that can, like, I don't know, do some shit like that.
Bring people back from the dead. I don't really think so. I think it's just, like, a very mysterious, like, kind of crazy, like, scene just to, like, make this girl super
mysterious.
Yeah, just extra mysterious, and to like really raise the tension up of this scene.
I think so
and
too.
really like it's very emotionally like, whoa, like you're like, oh my god, happening, you know.
It's just I'm totally on board with that 1,000%, except for the fact that it just feels like Maomao acted way out of character, like, for this moment, given how we've seen her act. It's like connecting with somebody and then being thrown off by something that they say, but like this look based on basically nothing that she said, unless we learn something that Maomao has like been secretly looking at, but she's never I don't think expressed interest in wanting to bring the dead back to life, except for, I suppose, if you think about when the one serving woman drowned herself, and then she was not allowed to touch the body. She was told by her dad that she wasn't allowed to touch the body, and her dad was just like, don't do that, because you'll harvest organs, or the temptation to be a mad scientist will overtake you. That's like the closest thing that I can think of, unless I'm missing something, which is totally possible, but like, just that sort of concept is not something that's been brought up at all with her, as far as I remember. So, you know, I don't want to be a hater or anything. This just caught me off guard in a good way, but also like in a this doesn't really make sense to me kind of way.
Yeah. I think it would also be interesting if we didn't, I mean, as far as we can tell that woman is her mom and she's still alive. So it's not like, oh, I want to bring my mom back to life because she's still alive. But maybe it's because maybe she just wants her to die, but if she could be alive again, then maybe things would be different, kind of thing.
That thought crossed my mind too, but yeah, she's not dead. So like if it was like, oh, a cure for syphilis, a cure for like brain rotting syphilis, that's something I can imagine she'd be interested in. But this out of feeling, seemingly, again, maybe I missed something, but out of nowhere, bring the dead back to life. I'd want to know something about that. This random court woman that has a fake garden out back of this fucking military place, this full of manure, like, does she have the secret to immortality? Like, it's just like, you know, I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, maybe we'll get into something more of like what Maomao really wants, because like her whole thing is that she doesn't really like seem to want much of anything, you know? Like her whole thing is like,
she's very humble.
Yeah, she's very humble. So maybe this is just the start of like, we find out something more about her. We find out like what her sort of like secret wish would be, kind of thing. I don't know.
Yeah, and well, you know what? Actually, as that might lead somewhere, because this episode and the last few, as we've been going back to her home and seeing her sisters more in the second half, we've been talking more with them, and I feel like the show's trying to give off an like more detailed look on like what these girls' lives are actually like and what their prospects are. Like we just had this whole talk with Mei about you know, how Maomao was thinking about it, but how her shelf life is almost up as like a high value courtesan. So you know, I think that just talking about that and bringing up the realities of their thing, and with her mom, where it's like, she was a young, really beautiful woman who like had this, you know, bright career in this place, but it was limited. But, you know, she caught syphilis because that's just what happens. So the kind of tragedy of that, and basically how they don't really have the luxury, people in her position don't really have the luxury of dreaming about anything, you know. And with her talk with Suiren in the back, where Suiren's like, just because you're not noble doesn't mean that you don't have any prospects in your life, or that you can't do something on your own, or, you know, you might keep your eyes open, basically, because just because you're of lowly birth doesn't mean that there's nothing good that can ever happen to you. You just need to keep your eyes open, because if you write off all this stuff based on the fact that you're not noble, then of course you're never going to be able to do anything. So there is kind of this talk of, what if there's something more type thing. That's kind of a theme this episode at the very least. You know, so maybe they will get more into that, where she does have dreams of like pushing the boundaries of being an apothecary and drugs and all this kind of thing, and what she can do. But because of her status, she feels like, and because of the life she's lived, she got kidnapped and then forced into basically indentured servitude for no reason. So many people, including herself, get just their lives ripped away and don't really have the luxury of dreaming about anything bigger. They just kind of live day to day. So they have no choice but to be okay with being humble. That's kind of the nature of things. So, yeah, maybe I think you're onto something there, where that's probably something that's going to be coming up as it goes on, if this is kind of the direction the show's going. Maybe that's what this conversation and this reaction from Maomao is kind of building on, is that conversation with Suiren. That would make sense to me. Just felt a little abrupt. but
I can agree with that.
I like it.
Yeah.
Leave a like and subscribe. So, Courtesan.
I'm Lindsay.
Bye-bye.